Alright guys, so really quickly, we'll make this real quick. I'm not going to go over her entire kit, but I think this is important in part one of Peni. Okay, so first and foremost, we got the core of her being, the bionic spider nest. So you can pause this and read all this. This gives you all of the data, how much damage it causes, and etc. But long story short, there's a radius of 12 meters from wherever you set it. And it's going to spawn out these little drones, 2 for every 3 seconds, and they cause, I believe it's 40 damage per. Okay, so if someone steps in this web, as we see here, then it'll home in on them and cause damage, 40 each. So we get to 160 damage. Now one thing you need to know about this is, you see how it stops right here? We can extend the web by shooting out our second ability. So as you see there, we shoot out our second ability, and as long as it doesn't necessarily even have to be connected. I didn't see it to where it's a little bit off, but the drones still collect over to that spider web. So cyber web. Okay, so you can read all that if you want to, but that's very important for you to know. And also, when you stand on this as Peni, it gives you a little bit of healing and a movement speed boost. Okay, so I'll leave it at that, I think. I don't think I have anything else in this part, but I'm going to get right to how Peni manipulates space in the game. Okay, so basically, if I haven't said it already, you know, you have different tanks that do different things. Okay, so like Doctor Strange connects space. He can deny space as well in different ways. You got Captain America and Venom, who create space by diving the backline. They create backline pressure. Okay, Peni strictly denies space. That's where she is special at, denying space with her core here. So we're gonna go to this map here. See, this is how I think, you know, you should start thinking outside the box. I think this character requires the most map knowledge in the game. To know the ins and outs of the map, she requires a lot of knowledge of the map in regards to flanks and etc. I'm going to show you that in this video. So most people on this map, you will see them post their ability here. Okay, that's spot number 1. And another spot that has gotten popular is to put it in here. Okay, so when you do that, obviously you're denying this little flank area here, but I don't think that that is optimal. You see, this is where you got to think in unorthodox ways. So here, you know, you can spread it out. So now the drones will come all the way out here if somebody walks on it. Now remember, they can destroy it, and if they do, then all of those webs go away except the ones that you shot out. Alright, but see, this is where, you know, map knowledge is critical. I want you to think about how many times has someone came on this map, flanked over here, and flanked in here to attack your team. Okay, if you played this map 1,000 times, I'll say probably maybe once. Okay, so I don't think that that is the optimal location to put it, because you will almost never get a lot of value from putting it there. And you know, the funny thing is, that's been a popular spot for people to put it here. All right, so let's get right to a diamond game that I played, and you will see how I utilize this character to deny space. All right, this is a diamond game. So they're in their spawn, obviously, and I set up my cyber web, and I throw in some mines. Okay, so you can read this, what the mines do. They do 100 damage each, and we start off with 4, and I put them all in this web. And I want you to know, when you put them in this web, your opponents cannot see the mines. They're covered up by the mines. They will not see it on their screen. Okay, I'm gonna show you that in this video. So I put it here, and what we are doing with space here as Penny, we are denying access to this flank, this space on this map. If you don't know where this is on this map, I'll show you, okay? So this is how we are manipulating space for our team. We're denying this flank area here. All right. Now, if a tank comes through this way, because I put down 4 mines, that's 400 damage, they will be able to sustain that amount of damage, but I'll get into that later. Okay, but you got to think about it. Most tanks, really quickly, I'll draw this up. Let's say we have spawn area. Okay, we got main this way and that way. It's usually how maps go, where you have a main route, you have a flank going this way and a flank going that way. Okay, in most cases, tanks, trust me, in most of your games, they just travel down the main area, right? So when I put these mines here and deny access on a flank, I'm really doing it for the squishy that may decide to take flank routes. Squishies take flank routes more than tanks, all right? So that's why, you know, if a tank comes this way, then it will not kill them. But if a squishy comes this way, all of them are under 400 health and they will die, all right? If they decide to walk on that. So I went overboard and I put 600, and let's take a look and see what happens.
That's what I needed.
So what are we denying? We are denying this flank route to the point here. And we got 2 squishies here. And he sees me in here. And as you can see, he can't see that there are mines on there, right? It looks like nothing's on there. He dies. This is a diamond game, right? A lot of people think, well, you know, I don't think gold players, I don't think even silver players will see that and just walk right over it. You'd be surprised. There are people in GM that will walk right over that and die, right? So that I went back in time to show you that one more time, and now I'm going to show you where I put my pod. And we put it right here. Okay, so we are denying access to this entire area. This is map control. Okay, we are denying space with our tank, and now I'm going to extend the spider web out a little bit. Let me turn this up. I think I fast forward here. So I start shooting through here. See, this is me taking almost like an off angle approach. You'll see what I'm talking about. So he walks in and dies. And I decide I want to go back and fill that back up. This is about maybe 15-20 seconds later. Right, so he sees me there. Obviously he can't see this, but he knows it's in there somewhere because he can see all the webs. So he goes, you know what? I gotta get this guy out of there, right? He dies. Now, I don't know. I'm just now seeing this. Notice how the web is gone and you still can't see the mines. So I wonder if you put your web down, your cyber web, and you put your mines down, right? You can't see them. And then I think when you spawn out 3 more of these somewhere on the map, then the first one that you put down will go away in order. So I wonder when that one goes away, because I put down 3 more, the mines are still there and they are still hidden. So that might be some tech for Penny there, because he definitely could not see it and there wasn't even a web there. So look at that. We got 2 kills within the first 35 seconds of the game, denying space, which helps out your team in a variety of different ways. It helps out your DPS and your supports for certain squishies trying to take flank routes on your team. So that's him. Look at how the tank is trying to force his way in there, but he can't, right? And what are we doing? We are like off angling here, where we are delivering damage from one area of the map, and my team is delivering damage from this side of the map. And maybe I'll get into that when I get a black screen to show you. They are having a rough time pushing into the point. I'll show you later, because no matter which direction they go in, they are going to take damage, right? Imagine if we were sitting here and all of our damage are going in one direction. How can they avoid that? Well, by taking a flank route, right? But, you know, we position ourselves in a way to where it don't matter if you go main or if you take this flank route. If you come towards me, my team is going to be delivering damage to you from this way. And if you go this way, I'm going to be delivering damage to you from this off angle, right? So right here, I decided to make a decision. I see that the main tank is walled off from the rest of his team. So we see Groot's ability to deny space with some of his walls. He denies line of sight, right? So they can't really heal him. Their DPS can't support. So I decided to pop my ult and to cut him off from his team. He dies. And I believe that will be it. So real quickly, I want to get into that. So let's say you have Strange, and he has his shield. And here's his DPS supports. And here's my team. And let's say I'm here, right? Okay. So he has a shield, he's moving up, and we're delivering all of our resources in one direction at his team. So his shield is blocking 4, 5, 6 different resources from one direction, and he can deny a significant amount of damage and some cooldowns, okay? However, this is where off angling is very critical to learn in your games. If we set up in a direction that's kind of like perpendicular to his team, and my team is here, well, now we are delivering damage from this angle, and he cannot shield it off. Now, if he decides to turn his shield this way, well, now my team is delivering damage to him. We almost set up, I guess you can call that a crossfire, where, you know, your shield resource can only block in one direction at one time. You can't block in both directions at the same time. Okay, so you see what we did there? We deny an entire flank. That's how we manipulate space as Peni on that map in that situation. And we're also taking an off angle from that space that we've denied from his team. Okay, and what that does is it gives them incentive to want to push into me, because I am delivering pressure from an off angle. They want to get me off of that angle. They want to push me out or kill me. Okay, but when they push into me, what are we doing? We are defending the space with our kit, right? With our web here, and then we have our core bionic nest. All right, so I think that is it. I guess I wanted to show the high ground portion of this. I don't think there's no need to do this. So I guess this is a good example. We're over here. My team's over here. So when he gets to this point, he's got to make a decision. Are you going to shield this way, or are you going to shield this way? Whichever way you shield, you and the rest of your team are going to take damage. All right. So once he starts, if he decides to ignore me and go towards my team, well, then now the squishies are open to be shot at from this direction. And we can still use cover. As you saw in the video, I kind of moved out from cover when I was getting shot from the Punisher. All right, so I think that is a more efficient spot to set up in as Penny, but I think it's very important for your team to hang out on the point, and you need to know when it's time for you to vacate and get up out of there. All right, so right here, I think this is where I make the decision. And look at the space that we're creating here, guys. Right? Pop our ult. It's an area denial ult. We cut him off from the rest of his team. His team is backing up. We're denying all this space, and they're pushing back, which allows my team to push into them. So I'll leave it at that. I hope you got something from this video. She is a defensive-minded tank, and I think in the next video I'm going to show you how you can play her on offense. Okay, because a lot of people may give you flack for playing her on offense, but she can be played on offense, and she can be deadly and dominate on offense as well. Hope you keep coming back for more, man. Peace.